Right, hello people. So it is Wednesday night, well, technically Thursday morning for me. One thing I want to point out very quickly is next month clocks are going to change again, and I would expect the abnormals to appear 1 hour earlier from now on. So for the next 6 months, as of October 30 onwards, abnormals will be appearing at 1 hour earlier than what we see for the next 6 months. So that's going to be wonderful. So abnormals, what are they? So if you don't fully understand what an abnormal is, you really do need to see my Rust Economy 101 Abnormals and Rust Door Rotation video. It's only 23 minutes long, but if you're a Rust investor that doesn't know what these are, your whole world is going to open up and you're going to be instantly surprised by a whole section of money making that you didn't even realise existed. So give that a nice watch. For a very quick brief explanation, abnormal skins are skins that appear marketable earlier. They appear at a set time of either midnight or 1 o'clock UK time, wherever you are in the world, depending what time what time it is based on like the date. So as I said, next month clocks are going to change in this country, and I would expect the abnormals to start appearing 1 hour earlier. So they'll start appearing at midnight, and for the next 6 months that will happen. And then when it gets to March time in 2023, the clocks will change again, and the buy orders will then start happening at around 1 o'clock in the morning for me, UK time. So if you can reference from that, you can figure out what time these abnormal skins appear. So let's just jump straight into it. What is great about abnormals? Well, for example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are abnormals today. All 6 of these skins are going to become marketable before the Rust Door rotation even happens. And that's a great advantage to have, because we can get a good visual to wait and see what support there is. That doesn't make too much sense, so let me elaborate. By the end of this video, we're going to see every single of these skins appearing on the market, and we can see how many buy order requests they have, and we can see how high up the buy orders go up to, how much support there is. Wonderful. So that gives us a good, quick insight to potentially figure out whether these skins are going to hold up their value or not. Now, there's a whole lot more context to throw at all of these, maybe, but this gives you a good insight for if there's going to be hardly any support or if there's tons of support. So, for example, we have the Atomic Garage Door, and this seems to be the most popular skin of the week. I mean, of course, it's got 10,000 more than this one almost. It looks very, very cool. It looks very, very interesting, glow in the dark, but how many Garage Door skins have we had fairly recently? Oh, 4 in the past 2 months, with like a new Garage Door skin appearing every 2 weeks, it seems. Quite a lot. And during all of this year, I think we've had 9 Garage Door skins. So we've had quite a lot of Garage Door skins this year. And to add to it, loads of glow-in-the-dark ones. So I'm just going to sit here and say, whilst this looks cool, and whilst you can see it's had quite a lot of sales, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep that price. It's not always going to stick around $2.49. And the perfect visual today is when everybody's done their buy orders tonight. After about 5 minutes, I'll take a look at it and I'll see, is it likely going to hold its value? Is it likely going to get the support to keep it above $2.49 as time goes on? Now, when I mention more context for what could likely affect prices, so first of all, let's just quickly go to the discussion section so we can just clear all that up on the top. We know that there's another CSGO major tournament that's going to start towards the very end of October. We also know that there's potentially another CSGO operation that's going to come out. That very likely will appear maybe in November or December time. We also know that there's a winter Christmas sale. Of course, that happens every single year. Winter Christmas sale for Steam, as in get cheap games, like it's the winter equivalent of the summer sale. So, yeah. So, there is also the usual routine that less people will be playing the game during the autumn, fall season, and then it all picks up towards the very end of December when everybody's at home, not at school, not working because of the Christmas season, and loads of people playing games, loads of people playing Rust. And with their Christmas money, when it's post-Christmas, they start putting it towards buying games, they put it towards Rust, they put it towards buying Rust skins. So we normally see a whole bunch of Rust skins go up in price, but that's not going to happen for another 2 to 3 months. So there's a lot of time from here on now And with the many bad things happening in between, as in the likelihood that everybody's going to try and liquidate their skins to get money to put towards the new CSGO things and getting cheaper games, all of these are looking to suffer. All of these are looking like they're going to go below their Rust Door price. So this is where doing buy orders is a much better thing to do. Now, being the fastest buy order is also a very good advantage. So if you want to learn about buy order priority, again, I've got to advertise my videos. The very first video I did, which is also the most popular video I have, is the Steam community market, buy orders, and how to profit from them. If you can go to this video and go to chapter 4, you can learn about the buy order priority system, and you can understand how getting the fastest buy order or being fast enough and putting down a decent price can be a great advantage for you. So give that a watch as well. I'm very sorry, there's quite a lot to watch, but after all of that, you'll have a very clear mind and understand how this all works, because at 1 o'clock today, we will be doing our buy orders when all 6 of these skins become marketable, and they will appear, and we will buy order them, and we will do it as fast as we can at decent prices. We need to figure out what prices to offer. So again, back to the garage door. I am looking at this, and I can just kind of get the strong feeling that this is likely going to suffer. It's got quite a lot of purchases, more than what I was initially expecting, and I just don't imagine people are going to be loyal to it. Sounds a bit weird to say that, but do remember what I said. We've had a lot of garage door skins come out this year. We're a bit oversaturated in a way, and we've had quite a lot of glow-in-the-dark garage door skins. So, in terms of garage door skins that glow, that came out this year, this one, not this one glows only a little bit. Technically it still glows. And this one. So, the majority of the garage doors that have come out this year all glow. So that's not that special, is it? Right. It's got a very cool looking design, but it depends who you are. Would you be someone who prefers the Toxic Dragon, for example? Would you be someone who prefers the ever so lovely looking Tiger garage door? Maybe you like the advantages of the Bombshell garage door? Well, when we look at all of these, we can only see 2 of them in the positive. Reinforced garage door and Tiger garage door. So, that's an instant thing that we need to consider, because whilst this had a lot of hype behind it in regards to its see-through mesh, there's now 500 of these on the market. Let's just go take a real quick look at that. Scroll down and yep, 492, yeah, almost 500. And they're currently selling for $2.36 when they sold for $2.99 in a Rust store. How much is this currently selling for? $2.49. What do we have very recently come out 2 weeks ago? Spray can garage door. Now in terms of designs, they're not exactly the same, but you know, in spirit, cool design. This came out very recently, and it didn't have the support to keep its price up. So this is something that we had to keep an eye out for. And this is where doing buy orders is probably going to work out a whole lot better for you in the long run, rather than doing the purchase. So this is a $2.49 skin. The buy orders are only gone up to $1.52. Now, let me reiterate that it did have higher buy orders before. This used to have around $1.90 buy orders. I was that $1.90 buy order. Sorry, I said that too quickly. I was that $1.90 buy order, and I bought them all. I bought all 30 that I requested, because I could see that this was very likely going to go down in price again. I could see that the bad things, the things that are likely going to affect its price, that making it go down and whatnot, I could foresee it happening. I could foresee it going down in price. I didn't want to do a purchase. I wanted to do a buy order instead. And I bought these around 60 cents cheaper per each one I bought, compared to buying it from the Rust store. So, yeah, this only sold around 16,000. This is going to probably sell 25,000. I am not going to be surprised if the exact same thing that I saw happen here will happen here. And do you honestly think we're not going to see any more glow-in-the-dark garage door skins appearing towards the end of this year? Guys, come on. We're very likely going to get more. We're probably going to get some Halloween ones soon. We're going to probably see some more interesting designs from collections that exist. And of course, we're probably going to see some Christmassy, cold, wintry themed ones fairly soon later on as well. So this might be interesting now, but it's probably not going to last. So yeah, doing a buy order can work out very, very nicely, but using the time advantage helps out a lot more. So I also have videos talking about this. This is going to be pretty annoying to find, but I called them. So if I do oldest and scroll down, I have 2 videos called Abnormal Time Advantage. Where are they? Abnormal Time Advantage Part 1, Abnormal Time Advantage Part 2. They're fairly older videos, and I talk about how you can do buy orders and you can see how well they perform during the 20 or so hours until the rust door rotation happens. And from there, seeing how good the support is, you can then proceed in whether you want to buy them or not. So in that case, the graffiti Dropbox looked very strong there. It looked like it had a whole bunch of support. I went and bought a bunch of them. Lo and behold, about almost 30,000 sold, and well, you know. But back then it did look like it was fairly strong. It looked like it was going to hold. It looked like it was going to do well. But anyway, from what we can do here, from what we see here, I am going to be doing buy orders, and I'm going to keep an eye on how strong of the support is to the right. And then I'll consider by tomorrow whether or not I want to do I want to actually purchase them or just keep the buy orders that I have. Because you could be very aggressive with your buy orders. You see this $2.49 garage door? Maybe I want to do a $2 buy order. Maybe I want to do a $2.20 buy order. Maybe I want to do a $2.40 buy order. Basically, the aim is to be able to buy this, but buy it cheaper than what it's currently selling for in the rust store. I reckon simply doing around $1.80 to $2 would be perfectly fine. I wouldn't be surprised if you easily buy all of them, all of the quantity that you request if you put down that price. Because I do see it following the same pattern as the spray can garage door. And with more that have sold, well, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if quite a lot of them do eventually appear in the rust door. Maybe not as many as the Bombshell garage door, because that had a whole different thing that influenced people to sell them. But in the long term, I do still think that'll do well. In the long term, I do think by post-Christmas, this will probably start selling for around $4 plus. So I do see that there's a great potential for it, but I'd rather buy it for $1.80 rather than $2.49. Makes sense? So if I look at this tomorrow and I see that there's over by tonight, I mean, if I see that it's got over 1,000 requests to buy and the buy orders go all the way up to about $2.30, maybe $2.40, then I'll look at it and I'll think, maybe I should buy some. Clearly there's demand for it. Clearly people do want it, and the support would help keep the price up from people that are unloading their stock onto the Steam market. Sound good? So, prices. With this, I'm going to probably go up to about $2, maybe a bit less. But I do think this is probably going to have more demand than the spray can garage door. I do like the appearance of it, and I reckon around Halloween time it probably would get a whole lot more attention. There's possibilities, but then again, I do still think it's going to go down below its rust door price by a fair bit. A good 20%, it's down to $2. And the buy orders probably aren't going to always keep it up. But again, I need to keep an eye on it. I could always do an extra buy order afterwards, because because if it looks like I could just maintain my position with the buy order priority, I could just do an extra buy order, but we'll just leave it at that. So I'm probably going to do around maybe $1.80 based on the behaviour I've seen with the recent spray can garage door. Now with this Airlock Door, it's also selling for $2.49, but I've seen very recently, well actually throughout all of this year, how many garage doors that have come out this year have actually gone up into the positive? Let's go take a look. Oh dear. Well, they're all in the negative. Yeah, all the ones that have come out this year are in the negative. Even the glow-in-the-dark ones, even the furnace room door. Now, the only positive thing that I can potentially see with this Airlock Door is the fact that it's becoming like a storage collection. It's becoming a sheet metal door collection, a named sheet metal door collection. So we started off with furnace room door, we've now got Airlock Door, and potentially we might see storage room door. Will we see that appearing in the rust door rotation tomorrow? Very likely, because they've been accepting. They accepted this one. I wouldn't be surprised if they accepted either of these two either. So they're the same one, they're just different colours. It's up to Face Punch of which one they want. How long can this go on for? I'm not sure. But we've seen storage collections go all the way up to 18. Can you think of 18 door room ideas? We'll see. But if we see more of them appearing in the collection, will people start buying out the original ones that came out? The same thing I've mentioned before with the likes of the graffiti storages? That very likely could happen, yes. But at the moment, I'm just not super keen on this. I'm probably only going to do like $1, maybe $1.50. I have 2 accounts that I do buy orders with. So here, I've got them all nice and ready. Got all of my buy order positions nice and set up. So I do 2 buy orders. I always keep in check for how much buy order amount I have. I'm always prepared for this. So with that, looking at that, I am... yeah, I'm only going to do $1 to $1.50. Now, here we are. Sorry about that. My throat just disappeared. Tempered M249. Tempered collection is a very well-known collection. It's been around ever since 2016 with the AK-47. Sorry, my throat. Sorry. It's got some very iconic weapons like the AK, the mask, and whatnot. Very, very cool. But it's kind of lost its popularity as time's gone on. There's other skins have kind of like gained more popularity for certain weapons and whatnot. But anyway, we've got the M249, and my main issue is M249s. How easy is it to get in game? Not super easy. I mean, I'm sure many of you are going to turn around and say, "Oh, it's easy for us." Yeah, but you're probably in a big clan. It's easier to go raid the certain monuments and whatnot constantly as a big group. You're going to be more successful. So those people could see value in trying to buy one of these skins, but not everybody is going to be able to get an M249 easier. So the gun demand isn't that high because not everybody can get it, so it's a bit mid, maybe a bit low, and therefore the skin prices probably aren't going to flourish. It's probably going to stay fairly down, and as you can see, the majority of these are in the negative. But I think the best thing to compare this to is the recent Black Gold M249 that sold for a fairly relatable price. So if this sold for $3.99, that sold for $4.99. It's down by 22% at the moment. Yeah. Now, when this appeared, and for quite some time, this was actually selling for a fairly cheap price. At its lowest, this was selling for under $3. And I managed to pick up a whole bunch of them for around $2.20, $2.30. So seeing that, and now seeing this selling for around $4, I'm probably only going to do a $2 buy order. I don't have a lot of faith in M249 skins. And yeah, if this suffered, I wouldn't be surprised if this does as well. This sold just over 17,000. This looks like it could end up between 15,500 to 16,000, so fairly similar numbers. But yeah, how many of these currently exist in the Steam market? 49. It could bounce back in the future. It could. I'm not seeing any signs of major walls or resistance, but we are about to enter the bad times. We are about to enter skin prices going down and declining and whatnot. So I reckon a $2 buy order would be perfectly fine, and I wouldn't be surprised if I succeed with that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now we have the Arctic Camouflage net door, and I've already shown you the state of the sheet metal doors. However, it is part of a fairly interesting set. So Camouflage collection has done very nicely, but these increased in price when we got the doors. So when this appeared, that went up in price by a lot, and then these two went up with speculation boosts. What does that mean? Well, when we saw this, we thought we might see doors for these two as well. Lo and behold, this appeared, and this did go up in price the very second this appeared. However, with this, what's there to make that go up in price? What is there to make this get a whole lot more interest and demand and jump up in price? I don't know. I don't know. I thought maybe the garage door could be what causes this to go up in price. It wasn't accepted. Damn. But then we got the armour. Could we potentially see this being accepted? It could happen. And would that cause that to go up in price? I don't know, but I would like to find out. I'm always learning. So I'd like to see what happens. But as of now, I don't know what's going to cause this to go up in price. What's going to cause this to go up in price now? So I don't know. I don't know. However, it is cold and winter themed, and that's interesting because now we're going to move over to the Cold Hunter double barrel shotgun. So remember, It is cold and winter themed, and this of course is cold themed. It's part of the Cold Hunter collection. It's fairly well known. It's come out ever since 2018, and I have done a fairly recent video talking about this very collection. So here you go. It's right there. Cold Hunter Profit Pattern. Very, very good video for explaining. Sorry about that. Explaining how all of these behave towards the end of end of October, early November, towards the end of December. It picks up and it just goes whoop. So, a great example would be the Cold Hunter Thompson last year. Let's just go take a real quick look, and you could probably see that ever so lovely climb. Oh, sorry about that. I can't seem to grab that. There we go. Right. So, as we finished October, it started to pick up, and it went up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and it peaks into early January. So right here, selling for around maybe $2.80 to $3. Right here, it's selling for $6. Wonderful. So, well, around $6. Much better price than what it was just a couple months ago. We have seen that trend applying to all of these other Cold Hunter skins. That very likely could happen to Cold Hunter Double Barrel Shotgun as well. Now, that's the point. All cold, winter, festive, Christmas-related skins do rise up in price as we get closer to December, throughout December, and then they usually peak towards, well, kind of the end of December. Christmas skins, more specifically, will normally peak around Christmas time, but cold winter theme skins do kind of peak at around the very, very end of December, early January, post-Christmas. So this Cold Hunter Double Barrel Shotgun, I could foresee it potentially having some great potential, but I do potentially see it suffering in the short term. So if we were to compare it to all the most recent double barrel shotguns, there we go. So yeah, down 35, down 47, down 26, down 12, down 45. It's not looking good, and the amount of sales are fairly similar to all of these. So it does have it has a nice future, but we've still got to go through October. So I could still imagine this suffering. Maybe all the videos I've talked about this might cause it to actually have good demand. We shall see. But I do still see this potentially suffering on the market. So with that, I might just want to do a buy order. And here's where it being abnormal is helpful, because if I can still anticipate it suffering, I could still just put down a comfortable $2 buy order. I'll happily pick them up for 49 cents cheaper than what I could, than me just straight up buying them. But I also want to see what the buy orders look at it by the end of tonight into tomorrow, and I could just do the purchase tomorrow if it looks like this does have the support. So just to reiterate, Cold Hunter Double Barrel Shotgun most likely will rise up in price very comfortably as we enter November, and as we get close to December, it'll just keep going higher and higher. This $2.49 double barrel shotgun could end up around $4 is my estimate. But again, how popular is the double barrel shotgun at the moment? Well, we have seen the rise of pump shotgun skins going insane, but it's not the pump shotgun that's been buffed, it's the slugs. Can you use slugs with double barrel shotgun? Will the slugs buff transfer over to double barrel shotgun, and will we see double barrel shotguns go up in price? I don't know. You know, it's about usability. How easy is it to get a pump shotgun compared to a double barrel shotgun? Now you've got to think. But with the notion that I just brought over to here, can it apply to that? Cold, winter themed related skins rising up as we get closer to December time. Will that apply to the Arctic camouflage net door? I reckon it could. So back over to here, the $1.99 camouflage net door. I might do a $1 buy order and a $1.30 buy order. Now, if you only want to do one buy order, you could do an in between. So maybe like $1.15 or something, maybe a bit more. But if you really have the faith that you think that's going to go up in price as we get closer to December, into December, then maybe do a $1.50 buy. Maybe do a $1.70 buy order. You can get it cheaper than $1.99, because I do not imagine people will hold on to them. Or rather, I do not imagine it will hold its price. People won't know what to do with them. And until we potentially see more camouflage skins being accepted, I don't know what the behaviour is going to be like with these two. But I could imagine people wanting to make bases in snowy areas in December so they can make all their bases nice and Christmas and wintry themed and whatnot, and just have fun, just enjoy themselves for the festive period. That I could imagine. So with that, it could have a potential to rise up in price as we enter December time. So yeah, I reckon it will still go down in price, but then it go and then go up. Maybe. But again, if we do see more Arctic camouflage skins being made, then that could rise up in price. We need to see what happens with the camouflage net collection. Camouflage net collection, that's what it's called. So with this, you could be more aggressive. Instead of like kind of being fairly lowball, instead of only going for around half the price it's selling for in the Rust store, which would be $1.25, I feel like I'm going to do a $1.20 buy order. And with my second buy order, I might push $2, maybe a bit more. I feel like if I push aggressively on this, it could work out very nicely for me. I wouldn't mind picking these up for like 50, 60 cents cheaper, because I do get the feeling that these will be going down in price for a fair bit, but then as time goes on, it will flourish. So, like, very, very, very recently, I've been picking up a whole bunch of the spray can garage doors, like I said over here. I bought all 30 of them. I also bought a whole chunk of Bombshell garage doors. I know they will go back up in price in the long term when we hit post-Christmas time. I can afford that. But you do have to be prepared. Like, you're going to be buying some things here. You do need to have the money. You do have to keep your buy order amount in check. And yeah, so maybe you want to play it safe, stick to $1.50. Maybe you want to be more aggressive because you definitely want to buy them. Maybe go all the way up to $2.20. Let's see how it goes. And now I'm looking at the reinforced large wood box, and I don't really have a lot to work with. Reinforced collection is a bit odd. It's not the most colourful, most insane looking designs, but that is like the theme. It's more grounded, it's more military style. Some people do prefer that. So, like, the armoured door is suffering because we've had so many armoured door skins come out this year. But the garage door is doing good when we've had loads of garage door skins this year. Well, weirdly, it's only got 23 on the market. And if I'm going to sit here and say, I believe the average quantity you should see for a Rust skin on the Steam market should be around 100, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. But this has got 23. That's way below average. And because it's got hardly any quantity on the Steam market, it's flourished because of it. There's not that many available to most people. So it succeeded. And with the likes of Bombshell Garage Door having around 500 quantity, like, not everybody can see all the extra sales and whatnot like I can. Because I have an extension. I use Steam Inventory Helper, so that allows me to see all of these, and I can see more information. But when you look at the likes of the Bombshell Garage Door, I mean, I could just show you. I'll just show you. Bombshell Garage Door weirdly has like a whole bunch of sales above $4.50. So we'll just give you a real quick insight to that. So yeah, no major resistance. You got a 13 there, you got a 10 there. You know, there's not big fat walls of quantities. And if we have 493, it's telling me all the way down here that there's 364 of them above $4.44. Well, hang on a minute. That's actually above its Rust store price by quite a lot. But you can't see that, can you? When you're an average person. Sorry to say. But yeah, I can't see that. And when you see this 493, you're probably thinking, oh my, it's probably not going to do good. And this is where panic sales have happened. So having extensions definitely can give you a much more clear view of how things really are. So this Bombshell Garage Door is kind of suffering, but with like, what? I'm going to sit here and say, okay, chat, what's the fraction here? What's the percentage? We're looking at about 70% of these Bombshell Garage Doors are selling for much. Okay, you could probably sit here and say about 400 of them are above their Rust store price. So with 500 of these on the market, 80% of them are listed at a higher price than the Rust store price that they're sold for. So only 20% of them are below their Rust store price. I've gone on a bit of a ramble here, but yeah. Where am I going? Yeah, this is flourishing because hardly has any quantity. This has not sold that many, only just under 9,000. I reckon we're only going to end up around 9,500. But the weird thing is this ended up with only 23 in the market, but this sold over 16,000. I do not know what's going on. But what we have seen in the past is skins with low quantities can be pretty good investments later on. They can be. So yes, it might do well. It's a perfectly fine glow-in-the-dark large box storage skin, but it hasn't been insane in most people's eyes. But do you know what we can do? We can look at the build support in about 12 minutes time, and then we can see if there really is demand for this, or is it likely going to suffer. And then we'll just consider, right, maybe I want to make my buy order lower, or maybe I want to make my buy order higher because the demand is there. Or if the demand is so strong, I might consider doing a purchase tomorrow. So yeah, chat, I have talked for about 20-30 minutes. There was a lot to talk about. This is fairly normal. But everybody likes to know what prices I'm going to offer. So I'm going to do $1.20, $2 maybe $1.80. $1.22, $1.80? Yeah. I've learned from the past. $1 and around $1.20 or 30. I'm not 100% sure in this. With this, $1.50 almost, and then $2. With this, $1 and $1.30. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this, but I feel $1.30, maybe $1.40 would be perfectly fine. With this, $1.20 and $2. And with this, I reckon I'm probably going to do maybe like 85 cents and maybe $1.10, something like that. It's a nice looking box. I'm just not 100% sure of it. So I've got my prices figured out, or for you, price distances. And then here we go. Meta, I'm not here explaining what an abnormal skin is. I'm talking about doing abnormal buy orders. Abnormal buy orders. So we'll probably skip about 10 minutes for when the actual skins become marketable, and you can see how quick it is. What's an abnormal? Shut up, primers. Oh my god. Right. So, yep. So 5 seconds to go. The magic is about to happen. I've got my order all figured out. It's now 1 o'clock and the skins will appear. Hello, skins. Where are you? Come on. Make your appearance. Show yourself. Come on. Don't be shy. Sometimes this happens. I wasn't very fast there. Oh, okay. No, I think I might go a bit lower. Yeah, I'm definitely not fast today. Still no thing there. There you go. Reinforced. Blah, 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 blah. Still no. Alright, okay. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes some just appear faster than others. It's just the way it is. So, come on. You can make your set. Yay. Right. It's a bit of a weird price, but I don't imagine it's going to hold up well. Yep. And we'll go back over here. Quick refresh. No, don't need that. I'll move that to the side out of the way. I want to prioritise what's not currently here. So, yep, sometimes some things just take a little bit longer. But it is a bit weird that we haven't seen these free skins be sold yet after about 2 minutes. So it's not too surprising with one skin taking like 10 minutes sometimes. Right, come on. And then when we're all done, there we go. Yep, cool. Cool. I think I could have been faster there, but I thought about it at the very last second, and then I thought maybe I should do a lower price from what I was about to do. But got in there real quick to get that $1.10 buy order in. Oh, I don't have a lot of. Yeah, it's all right. When I turn on my extension, yeah. What I'm probably going to do is I'll probably skip ahead, because these two are taking quite a long time. So for the eventual video that I have, I'll just skip ahead. So yeah. Right then, gentlemen, it took about 10 minutes, but the airlock door finally appeared. So I did say sometimes it takes a while for a certain skin to appear. So now we can start looking at the support and see how these skins are likely going to be doing over the course of the next few weeks, maybe the next few months. So what we have right here is the Cold Hunter double barrel shotgun, and with the support I'm seeing right here, it's not got that many buy orders. Let me just point out, it's only got 400. And the bulk of the buy orders are definitely around $1 to $2, going all the way up to around $1.90. So I stick with my point that I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up selling around the $1.90 mark, the $1.80 mark potentially. So there's a lot of people that are probably going to be picking these up at a cheaper price, but when it starts to hit November time, it's going to probably flourish. So by tomorrow, so it's 1 o'clock in the morning for me right now. Rust door rotations usually happen around 8 o'clock at the moment in the evening for me. So we've got another 19 hours. Over the course of the next 19 hours, we're probably going to see a whole lot more buy order requests appearing. Maybe some more support. But at the moment, it's looking fairly strong. But I still think the buy orders is the better way to go at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up going below its rust door price and ending up at around $2. But if you hear that now and you do want to buy them at $2, you're going to want to do a $2 buy order, alright? So, that is that. And then we'll take a look at the atomic garage door. And as we can see, the buy order support, it has more requests to buy, and the buy order support mostly, bulk of it is around $1. But the big spots go up to about $1.80, $1.70, 60, yeah. So, yeah. The words I've passed on to you, it seems like everybody's just kind of taken in that whole idea of, okay, right, so it's probably going to end up like the spray can door, it's probably going to go down in price. That's fine. I mean, I've noticed chat seems to follow me a whole lot more now, but yeah. With the support that we could see there, it's likely going to end up at around $1.80 after a while. Now we've got the M249, and yeah, no one's pushing above $3. Everybody's wary, everybody's a bit... I did warn you that it very likely could end up sitting at around maybe $2.50, $3 after a while. It could get even cheaper. But in the long term, that's very likely going to potentially go up to $4 again. Post-Christmas, I wouldn't be surprised. When there's a whole lot more people playing Rust, a whole lot more people involved and wanting skins, you get the idea. So the buy order support, only 300 requests, that's very low. I think we just don't have that many people involved this week. In the past weeks, we've seen many requests go up to over 1,000, close to 1,000 and whatnot, but yeah. I guess it's a good indicator for who's doing what. So the buy order support only goes up to about $1.40 here. Seems everybody kind of listened to me. Buy order support only up to $1.40 for a $1.99 skin. It's most likely going to end up at around $1.60 at some point. However, remember what I said. Will we potentially see this rise up in price as we get closer to December time? It's going to be new to me because the Arctic rug came out it came out December 12 last year. So we don't really have any past data to reflect and see if people wanted to buy this last year because it came out during December last year. So yeah, bit awkward, but we're going to learn. We're going to learn new things this year. Are people going to buy out the Arctic camouflage rug and the Arctic camouflage net door as we hit December time? So 544 requests to buy order support going all the way up to about $1.40 for a $1.99 skin. That's fairly okay. Airlock Door. Oh, less requests to buy and less support. Going all the way up to about $1.30. Bulk of it is at around, oh blimey, that's cheap. 80 cents to about $1. Oh dear. So, unless we see more of this room door collection, it's probably not going to flourish that well. And reinforced large box with only 300 requests to buy. Yeah, it's only going up to about $1.30, 40. Yeah, bulk of it is sitting at around $1. So this is the usual playout, guys. This is normally what we see, normally what we do. You just saw all the buy orders. You've just seen all of this come out now. And quick recap. And there it is. So we have another 19 hours on average to see how well these perform in terms of, do they get more buy orders, do they get more support, and then we could consider whether we want to buy them or not before maybe around 8 o'clock. So you could probably make a decision in the next 12 hours is what I'm saying. There's plenty of time in between, but we are going to have the Rust Door rotation tomorrow. We don't know when exactly will be the Rust Door rotation, but we have a good idea based on what it's been like in the past few weeks. So chat, YouTube, I hope that's helpful for you. This is doing abnormal buy orders. So because we were earlier to do our buy orders, as time goes on, we're going to be the ones that get the cheap sales. If you keep your buy orders. If you don't, then it's going to go to the next person, isn't it? So, right, that was a thing I wanted to show off, and I hope that was interesting for all of you lot. And yeah, thank you. Have fun.